The Enneagram community can be a toxic place. As someone who has dedicated their career to helping others find the life-changing benefits of their personality type, I sometimes feel guilty about bringing people into the typology world because it can be filled with limitations, judgment, and gatekeeping. But this isn't the permanent state of the Enneagram community. In fact, it can be a vibrant, supportive community that helps communication, offers wisdom, and teaches you better ways to love yourself and others. Could you imagine a community like that? In this video, I'm gonna take you through the 3 ways I believe the Enneagram community can improve and how these changes can positively impact your self-growth journey. Thing I hate number 1, just gonna get a sip of coffee for this one. Limitations. Your Enneagram type does not put you in a strict box that says,
you have to fit in this box, and if you don't look exactly what everyone says your type is, then you don't know yourself at all.
The Enneagram is meant for you to say, how can I challenge the box that I've already built up around myself? The Enneagram isn't one size fits all. Your personality ebbs and flows depending on your levels of health, your life circumstances, the coping mechanisms you're using, and the culture that surrounds you. Susan Storm, certified MBTI practitioner and Enneagram coach, explains it this way. If you're born in Japan, then silence is considered valuable. If you're on a train, everyone will try to be quiet so that they can experience contemplation and peaceful reflection. A culture like Japan is well suited to introverts and intuitives alike. If you're born in Italy, you're likely to have grown up with a strong sense of family and community. Sharing family recipes, gathering regularly with extended family, and taking part in lively, jovial conversations would be part of normal life. A culture like Italy's is probably well suited to extroverts and feeling types. I've seen the online Enneagram community jump on individuals that don't show traits that are textbook Enneagram 8 but say that they're Enneagram 8s.
You must be mistyped.
By saying this, they're assuming a very toxic belief that your personality type encompasses your entire being. It leaves no room for nuance. It leaves no room for liking things more than other things. It leaves no room for life lessons or interests that kind of go outside the perceived boundaries of what your Enneagram type should be interested in. There's a reason the Enneagram is based on internal motivations rather than external behaviors. We could all want a clean home, that's the behavior, right? But the reasons we want that clean home, that's gonna be different for each Enneagram type. Thing I hate number 2, gatekeeping. Imagine the Enneagram community as a vibrant, diverse garden, just blooming with beautiful flowers like sunflowers, peonies, and tulips. Each flower represents a unique personality type. Now, picture a giant stone wall that encircles this garden, okay? I want you to picture like Secret Garden, Mary Lennox vibes. It is a enclosed garden and you can't get in because there's a big wall. If a prominent figure in the Enneagram community claims to have the only correct version of this typing system, they're standing in front of that wall with their arms, guarding the entrance, and they're only letting in people who they deem worthy. This discourages open dialogue and it prevents people from exploring other ways of looking at the Enneagram that could help them on their journey. The Enneagram differs from personality typing systems like MBTI and love languages because those have one specific source and founder that you can go to for training. The Enneagram is and will always be a communal tool. Contemporary Enneagram teachers are not bound by the belief, ideas, or practices of their predecessors. In fact, and I think this is the beauty of the Enneagram, but each Enneagram teacher approaches the system differently according to their own lens, their own view of the world. They may introduce new elements, discard other aspects, or redefine existing concepts within the Enneagram framework. So the Enneagram evolves and adapts in the hands of these teachers, and this reflects the diversity of interpretations and perspectives that enrich our understanding of the Enneagram. This is why I recommend having multiple different teachers that are your resources for the Enneagram. For example, if I am one of many white women teaching you the Enneagram on the internet, I highly recommend branching out of that lens and perspective. For example, Chichi Gorham wrote the Enneagram for Black Liberation, and this is looking at the Enneagram through a lens and perspective that I could never ever give you. I will link this and some other resources in the description down below if you're interested in that. So the idea of 1 or 2 individuals being the authority on all things Enneagram is inherently flawed. In the book, The Road Back to You, Enneagram teacher Ian Morgan Cron references this British mathematician named George Box. All models are wrong, but some are useful. Ian Cron goes on to say, that's how I see the Enneagram. It's not infallible or inerrant. At best, it is an imprecise model of personality, but it's very useful. Before I begin my Enneagram corporate workshops, I always begin with this caveat, and that is that your Enneagram type is not the end-all be-all of who you are as a human being. It is a framework and a tool that you can use if it helps you. Think of it like a field of flowers. You're walking through this beautiful field, you're picking flowers to make a bouquet to make your home really lovely. Pick the flowers that you like to put in your bouquet, leave what doesn't. Thing I hate, number 3. Judgment. The last thing I hate about the Enneagram community is when people judge certain Enneagram types and equate more value on some numbers than others. I'm asked on an almost daily basis what my least favorite Enneagram type is. I think it's human nature to want to say, this is good, this is bad. It's just stark black and white opinions. However, I believe the Enneagram types are value neutral. On the Enneagram Journey podcast, Suzanne Stabile says the trick to healthy relationships is to be healthy. It doesn't have anything to do with your number. In other words, we should all be treating each other with respect and understanding. It's not about what your personality type is, it's about your levels of health as a human being. Ultimately, the only thing you have control over is your own levels of health. So try not to judge other people on their journey. Everyone's going through different things. Focus on you and what can you do to improve who you are so that you can better impact the world in a positive way. If you like this video, I think you'd like Enneagram trends I'm furious about. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.